No, what a turnout we have. Look at all these people. My gosh. Oh, that's food factory, not people. Better food. I'm just grateful we have food. Getting up at 10 a.m. or, well, before 10 a.m. is work. Well, I guess we'll get started, even though this is a little early for us. Normally, 10:05 is, not everyone's here yet. So welcome to the May 2015 meeting. I guess everyone's still getting something to eat, but I can continue on. So, we had a lot of stuff in the last month and some. The April meeting, Free-Wire Tech, you guys, we had a lot of people here for that event, so I think everybody got to see that cool little robot that RKD brought in, a little mobile EVSE. I hope you all thought that was fun. I thought that was really cool. I hope to see it more often.
Foothill did not happen.
It did.
I was up there. I asked.
What day did you go?
On the 22nd, and I asked the cop, and he called his dispatcher, and they knew nothing about it. I circled the campus.
What's funny about that is we went to the police station too, and they didn't know either. But that's because they don't seem to know about these things. There was an event, and I was there, and I had pictures of it. Actually.
Okay, I couldn't find it.
So I'm sorry. It was in the middle of the campus, right in the middle of the quad.
Oh, okay, so it wasn't on a road.
No, I'm sorry that you had. I think Joe came and Kent came, and then a couple of the people I actually didn't know.
Okay, I responded, and I pretty much got nothing back. I was hoping, to see a confirmation and a map, because there was also some ambiguity.
The campus police did not know, and it was kind of last second.
As to whether it was 10 o'clock or noon.
Yeah, it was noon, I believe. Yeah, okay.
Noon? Okay, well, I went at 10 o'clock.
Sorry.
Because that's what the page said.
So, yeah, birthday, which was very last second. I only called 2 days before to be told about it. Mission College Eco Fair, which we had a lot of people out. Who went to that? I know George was there. He was there. We had about 6 cars. It was good. Santa Clara Arbor Earth Day was in a different position this time, and although I thought that I got there early, I did not. And so we really had to drive through the fair just to get to our parking space. That was, it was fun. It was definitely fun. So Saturday.
You paraded through.
Pardon?
You paraded through.
Yeah, we did parade through, in a sense, one at a time, with minutes between each event, yes. On Saturday was the Sunnyvale Fit and Fun Fair, and I didn't get to go to the Fremont Earth Day because I was at Sunnyvale. It really wasn't much of an event. We had, Charles was there with me, and a new person whose name I can't recall, and I know I'm on live, and I'm sorry, I can't remember your name. But we won't be able to go to the Sunnyvale Fit and Fun Fair next year because they won't be hosting an Earth Day event. The Fit and Fun Fair happens every year, but they don't do Earth Day every year, and so it won't be until 2020 the next time Earth Day. At least they do it every 5 years. So I can't say it was. There were no other car-related things there, so it wasn't. Although interestingly enough, as much as it is a kids event, there were talking far more parents, which I think was a little bit weird. And then Los Altos Hills Earth Day, I didn't get to go to that. Did anyone else? Maddie, Joe? So we didn't, I forgot to give a banner to Maddie. So pictures don't reflect us actually having an official presence so much as just a couple of luxury vehicles. So it was good. I think Earth Day this year was a little smaller, although there were more events. But I still had fun. Oh, what's up?
First, I'll make an observation. Having done this for a number of years now, showing off the various cars, I'll say that the general public is a lot more ambivalent towards electric cars than they used to be in the past. I think the novelty appears to have worn off compared to what it was, say, 3-4 years ago. That's just an observation.
I'd say that I don't know. I've only been in the club for 7 years, so I can't say what it was like prior to 2008. But I would definitely say that I still get a lot of people who are very interested, but I still get the same questions. You guys still get the same questions? Like, what's the range? How long does it take to recharge? Like, that's not really how it works. Question, go ahead.
Yeah, just a statement. I was on vacation over Earth Month this year, and in Florida, I walked into a florist shop, and I was wearing my T-shirt, and she has a 15-mile-per-hour vehicle that she's using for delivering flowers, and she's very interested in getting an electric vehicle. Her interest was very high. She couldn't get the Kia Soul, which is what she wanted in Florida. So I'm going to do some research for her and try to find out if there's something she can get in Florida. But no, her interest was extremely high. So I don't know. That's my counterpoint. I think the interest is very high, and she is ready to put some money down to save some bucks.
Good. Ron?
Let me make another observation along with Joe's. Having done this for a while, I think there's waves of interest. And all I can say is, everybody who's got religion, well, right through it, just keep pushing. I mean, there's ebbs and wanes and comes and goes, and we just got to keep. That T-shirt is great advertising.
Yeah.
People get it. They see the picture and say, that's an electric car.
I love this shirt. I really do. I'm looking forward to our new shirts. Come on.
Yeah, I know. I need to get in front of it. Okay, so in June, we got the refuel races. I believe Jack Brown was kind enough to post that to our group page on Facebook. It is $90 to get in unless you're on a bike. So it's a little pricey, but it sure is fun. At least that's what I've heard. I've never gone. My car doesn't have the range to get there. It's about 80 miles from my house. So.
Probably couldn't climb the hill if you got there.
No, you can do that for it. It's just, the refuel on my car is still 5 hours, which is pretty long. So in July, Silicon Valley Steam Fest. Thanks, George, for reminding me, but I did actually sign up last year with
What's a Steam Fest?
it's science, technology, engineering, and art, and something M. Fest. Anyways.
How do you get grunts involved in that? Can I get involved?
It's in conjunction with Mike Hennessy's Hot San Jose Nights, which they have every well, not every summer. I think it's every Friday in the summertime from late June until late or early September. But it's going to be at Reed Hillview Airport. So of course the San Jose group has a vested interest in going to it.
I went to that last year.
And yeah, last year we did.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it
I
again.
remember it now.
Hopefully this time it's a little bit better organized, but we'll see. It's kind of off the cuff.
You're going to be on the tarmac again?
Pardon?
Are they going to be on the tarmac again?
Yeah, same place. I hope this time we can actually go to that side without having to go through the entire event. But I might just question if getting us there a little earlier than last time. So,
If we get earlier, we can get in the front.
yeah.
It was a challenge.
We had to go to the other end of the tarmac through the event. So, yeah, refuel, and then Steam Fest. So, if you think you can beat that, is it EV West? I can't remember who has the top time for the track. They have a 90-second lap time. So, if you can beat 90 seconds, you're probably really fast. All right, so I wanted to talk quickly before Richard comes on, just to mention that the rally is coming up, the National Drive Electric Week rally. That'll be September 19th, third Saturday. And we're going to start prep. It won't be on video. I don't want our competitors to know about our proceedings, so I won't be talking about it on cam. But I just want to remind you that we do need volunteers. Talk to Kent if you want to volunteer this year. And we're not going to do the world record during the rally. If we in fact do the world record, most likely the world record will be at Moffitt Field. We already have that locked down with Google. So they manage it. They're letting us. It will be a different event. Won't be simultaneous. as you may recall last year's
Great
craziness.
confusion.
So let's get Richard up here and get started on his presentation. Excuse me while I look like an idiot for 5 minutes. Which one is it? EVA SB presentation?
Yes, that would be it. Oh, sorry.
Let's see what happens when we get out of here.
Okay.
It's working. It's working well. I'm sorry that doesn't always translate.
I'm sorry for the technical problems. I guess I have it formatted for widescreen and it's crunching it up. My name is Richard Sajan. I'm the CEO and founder of SunSpeed Enterprises. SunSpeed Enterprises is an electric vehicle infrastructure company, and we're building the first zero-emissions fast charging network along the most beautiful coast in the world, California's rural Highway 1. We plan 40 stations running from Eureka to Malibu, and those stations will have fast and medium speed chargers. They'll have CCS and CHAdeMO, and will provide Tesla's CHAdeMO to Tesla adapters at the sites. They will use standard credit cards as well as all of your high-tech RFID cards, cell phone applications. Even a phone call can activate the charger. So we're trying to make it as convenient as possible for anybody who happens to go out to the coast. And they'll be located at towns, inns, resorts, and restaurants where you'll be able to get a cup of coffee, grab lunch or dinner while your car recharges so that you don't feel like you wasted your time. Let's see. So the basic idea is to get your EV out there. That's northern Sonoma coast, and today if you want to drive your Leaf out there, you've got a couple of days drive because there just aren't any chargers up there. There we go. And this is kind of a map of all the sites on the left-hand side. Phase 1, we're identifying sites from Mendocino to San Francisco. We actually have a number of sites identified and signed on. St. Ours and Gualala, Stewart's Point Store, Duncan's Mills, potential site in Jenner, and Valley Ford Market, which is on the Petaluma Bodega Road, one of the oyster farms in Marshall. We have an open site at Point Reyes Station. You can come out and see what our chargers look like. And that's at the old livery stable and next to the Cowgirl Creamery. So there's actually picnic benches right next door. There's town. It's a great place to go. And if you take your Leaf out there, you can actually get to the lighthouse and back and recharge and get back home. So, it's a nice little trip. Then we're identifying phase 2 of San Francisco to San Luis Obispo. We actually are broken ground at a site at the Madonna Inn in San Luis Obispo. We're putting 2 fast chargers and 2 level 2 chargers there. Phase 3 is go from San Luis south, and phase 4 is to install the balance of the network. So going out north up to the Oregon border and connect all the dots. Let's see. I went too far ahead, but well, good. I jumped ahead. This is
You should probably hit the back button, right?
this,
Hit one of the arrow keys. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're back.
okay. All right. So one of the concepts is I'm a member of the North Bay Electric Automobile Association. I live in Santa Rosa, and I kind of got this idea talking to members. I founded SunSpeed Enterprises originally looking at wireless power technology, and was looking at ways to commercialize that. Talking to members, we realized that we wanted to get out to the beach, get out to the coast, and talking to EVgo and the other charging companies and the county, they were all saying, no, we want to put it on Highway 101. and keep it at the major areas. So I saw, well, there's a desire to go out there. There's a market that's growing dramatically. We're trying to get up to 1.5 million cars in California by 2025. There were only like 10,000 on the road at the time. And so there's a growing market, and there's a need to get out to the coast and see these wonderful coastlines. So what I did is I kind of polled members and said, hey, what do you guys like? What do you not like? And we said, well, we want standard credit card payment. We don't want to carry a deck of cards and have to decide, well, my charge point doesn't work, does my SEMA Connect work, does my Blue Connect work, standard credit card. We've got the option of having those if you like the RFID cards. Now that I have one, it's kind of convenience because I carry it around, but you don't know or you haven't signed up, it's kind of 24/7 access. One of the most annoying things is to drive in at 11 o'clock at night and find out that the charger only works till 9:30 or 10:30.
It's a closed gate.
Or a closed gate. So all the sites, one of the agreements that I have with the site owners is that it will be accessible 24/7. We have at least one charger at all times available. Fast and medium speed charging. I'm a firm believer in fast charging. It's one of the ways that I get my leaf out to Sacramento or down to the South Bay from my home in Petaluma. Without a fast charger, it's gas burners all the way. So the fast charger is good, but medium speed charging is also good because if you're going to spend an afternoon at the beach, you can go enjoy yourself and then come back and have a full battery. Multiple chargers. We're starting off with Point Rate Station as a beta site, so I've only got one of each, but the idea is to have at least 2 level 2 chargers. We have a 110 outlet that's available, that's dedicated, and 1 or 2 fast chargers, depending on what we think the usage of the site is going to be. Compatibility, that's always been an issue, so I've partnered with manufacturers who are willing to put both CCS and the CHAdeMO standard out there, and I'm able to get the charger, the adapter from Tesla, so that the Tesla drivers can also do a fast charge. Safety is another issue, so we do have site security. We have video cameras on site so that if something does happen, we can at least assist law enforcement. So with that, and also provides a deterrent. Protection from the elements, try and provide a little bit of protection where you're right on the coast. If there's a storm going on, we'll provide some sort of shelter. Something to stay, something to do while you're there is another important aspect of our plan, because you don't just want to sit there and look at your computer. Maybe you want to get out and get a cup of coffee, relax. You don't want to do it at the gas station because probably got EV because you don't want to get away from all the smells of gas and oil and all that sort of stuff. So we got them at hotels and restaurants and that stuff. We basically lease parking spaces from the site owner, and we give them a percentage of the revenue and minimum lease payment every month, so that on the winter months they're not just like giving the spaces away for free. In the summer months they get a little bit of extra. And what I found is that parking space on the coast is extremely valuable. There are some sites that in the summer months there just is not any parking. Reserving it for an electric vehicle does become an issue. What I have found, though, at least at Point Rate Station, is that people will respect the reserve signs. And I've been watching and monitoring that, and I haven't had too many people iced once I've marked it as an EV-only spot. For the site owners, we get some green publicity, we do some cross-marketing with them, and I found that a lot of site owners are receptive to putting sites up. I'm actually more capital limited than I am site opportunity limited. One of the reasons I got into this is lack of infrastructure being the one of the top 3 reasons why people don't want to get into an EV, because they're afraid of getting stuck in the middle of nowhere. And by putting chargers in the middle of nowhere, there's less chance that they'll be stuck, and there's more likelihood that they'll buy an EV. So this is my shameless pitch. We are raising capital, and SunSpeed Enterprises has a direct public offering for California residents that is $12 a share, common stock, full voting rights, full participation in dividends when we are able to offer them. Minimum investment of $2,000. You do not need to be an accredited investor, so any California resident can invest. And if you are an accredited investor, you don't actually have, you can self-certify. You don't have to have all the paperwork that the SEC requires for some private offerings. Basically, it's a direct public offering, so we're not listed on a stock exchange. You can sign up on our website, dpo.sunspeedenterprises.com, or if you just go to sunspeedenterprises.com, we of course have a link there, and you can download all the technical information. There's an offering memorandum. We have a one-page summary that I put back at the back, and this is something that we think is going to provide very good returns in the long term. First 2 years, we're not going to be making money because we're going to be installing chargers. Year 3, we expect to break even. Year 4 and 5, 2018-19, we expect that we'll be able to start offering dividends, probably around 10% and 15% after 2020. That is the investment portion of that. Now for EAA members, we're actually formed a strategic partnership with the National Electric Automobile Association. So we're going to be advertising, cross-advertising, so on the site you'll see EAA membership being advertised. And for EAA members, we offer a 10% discount on any of our chargers. So basically sign up for our network at sunspeedgreenlots.com. You become an EAA member, which of course you all are, and then just send to that address EAA@sunspeedenterprises.com your membership number and your SunSpeed network membership number, and we'll set you up with a 10% off discount. All right, that's the prepared portion of my presentation. Any questions? Yes?
Couple of different questions. The first one is your introductory remarks have us all salivating. It's very simple. We can't go to the places that you're showing that we're going to be going, and for that I applaud you. I really hope it will be successful. The question that I have is one of recurring costs. I've got a Mitsubishi I-Mean with Chatamo on it now, and I took a fairly long trip up into the Sierras and back around Christmas time, with my wife tagging along with a Honda Insight at the same time. And after we got back, the bills started rolling in, and it cost me virtually 4 times as much for the electricity that my I-Mean consumed, especially with like NRG EVgo, than my Honda did. And after looking at it, I said, wait a minute, what's wrong with this picture? So the question I have to you is, without charging an exorbitant price for the ability to charge, how does your model, I'm confused as far as trying to understand how you hope to make money on this, recognizing the terrific front-end costs, not only that, but perhaps even demand charges from the utilities for your usage. Could you give us some insight into the cost structure?
Okay, so we do charge an exorbitant price. No, the level 2 charging, we're charging 39 cents a kilowatt hour, which kind of matches what's going on. It's $2 to $3 an hour for a charge equivalent. For a fast charge, what we've done is we've set it at 20% of the price of gas. So it's going to cost you a little bit less than it would to fill your gas burning car, but it would be more than it costs you to charge at home. These are in tourist areas, they're out in the middle of nowhere, so I hate to say it, I do have a captive audience, and so we do have, if you want to get the fast charge, you will pay a premium for that But that's one of the reasons why we have the level 2 charges. So if you're worried about cost, you can do that. If you're worried about time, you can pay the little extra. It's still going to cost you between $10 and $15 for to fully charge a leaf or to get a leaf charged. So we find that most people usually get about 10 kilowatt hours at an point rate station. So you're still paying about $7 or $8, depending on what the price of gas is. But that being said, we are also opening up some other sources of revenue. We have advertising, little video screens that we advertise on, so that helps defer the cost. And as those advertising revenues balance things out, if advertising is up, I can lower the price a little bit. So that's part of it. And then we have some ancillary stuff. I do some consulting. We also have an online store where we'll be cross-selling some things from the sites that we're at. So there's some site-specific shot skis that we'll be able to offer, mugs from the Madonna and that sort of.
Do you have some estimate of how much usage you need to break even?
Yes, I do. And the way we've set it up with the advertising, that allows us to cover our basic costs for the charger. That's all the fixed costs. And then the variable costs are covered by the actual usage. So that's kind of the overhead view. I don't want to get into too many details. Yes.
How does the channel adapter for a Tesla, how's that controlled?
And where there's at a hotel or restaurants, we'll keep it with the hostess or the concierge. And so you can go in and ask them to use it and then check it back in. And we're working on getting a remote kind of a swipe a credit card. You can take it out and when you put it back, it'll register that you have put back that. It hasn't been implemented yet, but that's in the works. Yes?
Right, some infrastructure questions. So, will you have your own dedicated meter from PG&E or will you use the facilities?
Yes, we will have our own dedicated meter. So we install a separate meter so that the site owner's electric use doesn't impact us and our electric use doesn't impact the site owner. It also reduces the chance that either of us will get a demand charge because we're on separate meters.
What are you looking at the distance between your different chargers?
10 to 20 miles. So the idea being that I looked at what we have in terms of gas stations on average along the coasts, and I figured that with the shorter range of the EVs, matching that is worthwhile. And then as more EVs get on the road, there'll be more usage. Yeah.
Are your current, the ones that are already installed and operational, are those on FlexShare?
Yes, they are. So we actually have integrated our status with FlexShare, so when somebody's using the chargers, you'll be able to see that on FlexShare.
Question, Richard. With your own meter, which of the PG&E plans do you go on? Do you get any kind of break from PG&E?
So no, PG&E doesn't necessarily give me a break. I get a commercial rate. So I'm not going time of use because being in a commercial situation, I am less likely to have somebody charge in the middle of the night between midnight and 7 than at a home situation. And I want to keep the cost during the middle of the day when most of our charges are occurring. But in Sonoma and Marin counties, I'm working with the CCAs, and they're working on giving me a good rate for their power, and we're using their deep green 100% renewable power from the grid itself. In the long run, my objective is, especially in places like the Madonna Inn, is to put a solar farm that will net out and help with all those costs.
I do have a friend who lives in Fort Bragg, and I'm going to send him a thing about this because he has no use for electric up there. He has to get down to Sonoma to get his first charging station. He can't get that far with a leaf. So
yeah, I want to get up here too because I like Fort Bragg.
So yeah, this is going to be very interesting for him. I'll think with email.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes.
Do you guys have anything in or around campgrounds?
It's, we're not going into the parks. There's a Doppler charger, and they're planning to put level 2 chargers in a lot of those parks, so I'm not trying to compete with them. Because we're having fast chargers, these are going to be at places where there will be a restaurant or something, that you can do there. There are a couple of resorts, places where there are campsites. So Stewart's Point store, there's a campsite right nearby. So they're maybe co-located. But, that's the point. Yes.
So, thank you. I'd be a very big user of it if you can get it done. But why wouldn't you connect up with one of the existing infrastructure companies like ChargePoint or Car Charging Group or any of those to do this and use their leverage and pre-existing systems as opposed to start integration?
Well, 2 years ago they weren't interested. So that's it in a nutshell. And now that I've started this, it's like, well, if I build the system and Car Charging Group comes with an offer, one of the exit strategies is to sell the Pacific Coast SunTrail, and we'll all make loads of money. Or all my investors and I will make loads of money. If it doesn't work that way and we find that we make, what I think we're going to be able to make is more cars hit the road and we head toward that 1 million EVs, then I'll probably keep that and use that to leverage and go north, south, and east. And we'll have a Sierra Nevada SunTrail and a Rocky Mountain SunTrail or a Great Lakes SunTrail and keep moving out.
What's the connection with Greenlots?
All right, so Greenlots is the charger management company. So they provide me with the 24/7 phone support. They provide me with the applications, and so we partnered with them. They were originally Singapore's EV network management company, and they were moving out to the U.S., and they are an open standard. And that's one of the things that one of the reasons I didn't go with ChargePoint. They're a closed standard and closed system, so you can't, they don't touch credit cards. They basically think that that's the wrong way to go. And so since that's one of the things that I saw from my market research that is necessary, I went a different way.
So I don't know how long you've had this offering up. Have you had some good response, or is it just starting?
It's just starting, so I'm just beginning to get this. This uses a intrastate exemption, so as part of that, there was a blackout period before I got my approval to make the offering. So we're just getting started. It's been a month or so. We're building up steam. Yes?
Have you looked at whether a storage system would change the economics for you as you get higher density or higher demand?
Absolutely. So when I first looked at it, the cost of a storage system is prohibitive, right? The cost of batteries was very high last year, and the year before it was higher, et cetera, et cetera. Those prices are coming down with the new Tesla battery wall. I see those prices going down, and so I'm monitoring that. Part of my background is operations and purchasing manager, so I keep track of all the suppliers and all the manufacturers. And when those price points hit, we'll be ready to take advantage of that. Because the leases I have allow me to upgrade the systems. So if wireless power technology takes over, I'll be able to add that to these charging hubs. And if battery technology works, then we'll be able, or it becomes cost effective, then we'll be able to add that as well. Yes?
The 10% discount, except for chargers, that's for the use of your charging station, of your EVSC.
Yes.
And it's not for physical EVSC, given a discount.
If you want me to offer an EVSE for resale, yeah, we can talk about that. I'll give a discount for EAA members if you want to buy one. So that's kind of an ancillary part of my business, but we do that. So. And then you don't need to send, you just tell me you're.
So you mentioned earlier, sorry, I raised my hand. Where are you have 4 or 5 total installed so far? Where are they right now?
I have one installed.
Okay.
right now, and one in, that we've broken ground at the Madonna Inn in San Francisco. So the Point Reyes Station is open. It's been open for a year and a half. That's kind of the beta site. And Madonna Inn is the next one that's going in, and then St. Or's and Gualala and Duncan's Mills are the next two that are going in. And that's basically, as soon as I get the capital, we're moving ahead. I've already got the approvals.
Okay, so all 40 sites have they responded, or?
I've got 10 sites right now that have either interest or have actually signed options to lease or leases. And we've got another 10 sites that we're talking to.
Does your website have a map for how far various places are from the Point Reyes station?
So our website, if you go to any particular county, we actually link into the PlugShare website, so you can look at where our chargers are and everybody else's as well.
Okay, so we can do that.
Yes.
I don't
Great website.
how far it is.
Yeah, you can get on there. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Hey, there's like,
It's organized. It's organized by county. Look at Marin County.
hey, plug here.
So there you go. This is, we link directly into the PlugShare.
Okay. Very nice. So they,
And then you can,
Bring it back down.
oh, sorry.
that's okay.
So then from each page you can go back and forward, so you can go north to Sonoma County. Let's see what's there.
Wow. I had no idea there's so many along Highway 1.
Yeah, they're all 220, aren't they?
Those are all 220.
Yeah.
So Duncan Mills is about there. So if you turn east at the Russian River, first town is Duncan's Mills. Valley Ford is down in here. Actually, it's right there. And Stewart's Point is up here.
Are those level 2 or 3?
Those are all level 2. Only the orange ones are level 3. So you got to drive all the way into Santa Rosa to get a fast charge.
So which one, there's no brown, is Bodega Bay, is that Point Reyes?
Bodega Bay is north of Point Reyes. So
Okay,
Point
I'm trying to
Reyes
figure out where
is,
yours is here.
yeah. I went to a different county, sorry.
Because there's no brown, oh, okay, that's why I'm confused. Okay, because I thought I saw a brown one before in that map you showed us. Wanted to make sure that's the one that you have. Oh, there.
So
it is.
that brown one out at the base of Tamales
That's
Bay, that's us.
That's you. Okay, very cool. Very nice.
All right, anything else? Any other questions?
How did you decide on Madonna Inn? How did that's kind of in the middle of.
I kind of put it as a southern marker, and because I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and I knew that I wanted to put something there, and every time I drove past it, I'm going, we ought to put, somebody would say, you ought to put one at the Madonna Inn, and I said, well, I'll see. So I called them up, and they were interested, and
Did you negotiate with John Madonna?
his daughter.
Oh.
Yes.
Good.
Speaking of that very area, one comes down to about Cambria, then you gotta cut in over 46 to get up over 101. Are there back roads you can take? Because I believe one is actually 101 at that point.
At that point, yes, it is.
So you're the first marker south of, Madonna Inn would be the first marker south of SLO on 1, so to speak, right?
Right. So if you're coming up from if you're coming up north, there's a couple of because 101 and 1 are very close, there's several fast chargers that have been installed. So there's a couple in Santa Barbara. There's one at where the freeway goes off to Solvay, and I think along Buellton, yeah. And I think that's the last fast charger, but you got about 60 miles till you get to San Luis Obispo. So that was kind of my thinking, that people could get up to that spot and then get over to Morro Bay or some
So my question is, are there back roads that you can take to get over that hill? Because I think at West of Pass, there's only one way over, isn't it?
There's two highways.
Yeah, Highway 1 meets in San Luis Obispo. So if you go west, that goes to Morro Bay and up to San Simeon, Hearst Castle.
There's one small road, there's one highway, and then there's the freeway. They're all hilly, but the one that goes over to Cambria is much less hilly.
Put your map up.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good idea.
Oh, you mean
Shows us all the
shoulders
pictures.
in San Luis Obispo?
Just go do some
Let's
Google
go back to
drawings
the
with a camera.
Because I could show you. Having gone to Poly myself, I know the area. I used to ride my bike all over there, so.
Okay, I literally drove up that road yesterday because I went to Santa Barbara and I stopped at the Madonna Inn. So,
Oh.
I mean, I have that so visual right now because
I was late.
Yeah.
I got back last night.
Right, so we'll be where the old gas station is. So when you come off the freeway, you'll be able to see our sign and there's
I heard
EVs.
about it.
So
Here's, it'll be there soon.
we're not there because I just shipped the chargers down
Right.
Friday or Wednesday. So they'll get there next week and we'll begin installing. Then I'll put it up on the map that it's in process.
Can you
But,
put that out on the map over there for us?
So let me get a little bit closer. So San Luis Obispo or Madonna Inn is right in this area. It's south side of San Luis Obispo.
41, that's what. 41.
So Highway 1 heads out to Morro Bay and then up here.
46.
This is a Tesla fast charging station. So if you're driving a Leaf, you're out of luck, but or BMW or any other model. But if you got a Tesla, you can charge there. But personally, I would rather charge in San Luis Obispo than Atascadero.
That's good.
Atascadero, you get about 10 degrees hotter, and San Luis Obispo is a college life.
More happening.
It's more happening.
Yeah, so there's nothing out there that well, there wouldn't be because it's Cambria is north of Harmony but yeah, 41's probably the least hilly. It's still hilly because you got to come out of the mountains in Testadero. You're about 1,500 feet up, but 41's is probably the least like extreme hills. Whereas 46, when you first go up 46, it's like and then back down here. But you only go about 1,000 feet, and that's true of all three hills. It's only 1,000 feet. I think the pass at Cuesta Grade is like 1,550.
Exactly right.
Well, I should know. I used to ride my bike up the whole time.
You gotta make sure you fill out.
All right, any other questions, any comments?
Richard,
No?
I've got connections with the mayor of Morro Bay. I've talked to him about this very thing.
Oh.
When we talked the other day up in
Oh yeah, the plug share.
the Carmel Valley Chamber of Commerce is a good resource for you.
All right.
You remember that, right?
Yes, I do.
Okay, cool.
All right, I'm in fundraising, and so
That's a different hack.
yeah.
This is a very impressive talk, Richard. We really wish you the best of this.
Okay. I didn't talk about my team. I've got about 6 people working on this. Gordon King is Chief Financial Officer and General Counsel. Greg Garazzi is actually our site acquisition specialist. He actually helps 350 Green back when they were doing chargers, find sites, and he's been helping us secure the sites. We have an architect who helps me with all the codes and all the stuff that California Coastal Commission requires, as well as EVs, and he's an EV driver as well. And got a couple of people working on marketing, getting the word out about this. In addition to the Electric Automobile Association, I'm involved with the Sierra Club, so I'm working on the strategic partnership with the Sierra Club and the AAA as well. So, all right, so thank you all very much. I appreciate your time.
I'll give you this back. Okay, so let me kill this call so I can continue on.